Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the season 3 finale right here on Rewired Radio. I'm your host, DJ Drew.
And I'm Koral, and I am officially hitched.
And if you're wondering why we're dressed in all white, our very own Koral has officially tied the knot, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, cheers to that.
Cheers to you. Man, it's been a long time coming.
I've been planning my wedding for a year and a half, and I just got married. It's crazy. Your emotions are everywhere. Obviously, I'm very excited, but also kind of sad it's over.
Really?
Yeah. It's like good, like the stress is gone, but the celebration of you getting married is what you're kind of sad about.
It's the anticipation, the build-up for it, right?
Yeah. And just, celebrating with your favorite people and just being all together. I don't know.
So tell us, we need to know, how was it? Was it everything that you had dreamed of?
It was as perfect as it could be, from a wedding planner point of view. Oh, here's some photos. Yay. Wedding planner point of view. It was, great. I saw some things that most brides won't see, but then as a bride point of view, it was perfect and I wouldn't change anything.
Look at John. He looks ecstatic to see you.
I know, during our first look.
That's your first look right there. He's just like, can't believe what's in front of his eyes. Wow.
I know. These are so beautiful.
That is beautiful.
And I only got a few sneak peeks of these photos, but I actually got them the same night, like 11:30 p.m. the night of the wedding. I got these, and just ending the event and just getting these right before you go to bed, it just made it so much better.
Look how big your bridal party is.
I know.
My gosh, how many do you have?
So we had 12 guys and 9 girls, and so it was a big party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly.
But it makes it more fun that way. Everyone's there to celebrate you and just be together, and look how good we look.
You guys do look fantastic, I must say.
And John and I in the middle. Oh, we have our little solo shots. These were fun to take.
Well, John's a stud. I could see why you married him.
I know. Look at him. And then, so this is ceremony. He's not getting teary-eyed for the flower men. He's actually getting teary-eyed for me,
I
but
would hope so.
we had no children at the wedding, so we wanted to still incorporate, the flower girls. So instead of putting little flower girls, we made 2 of our groomsmen, since we had too many, walk down together with fanny packs and flowers.
And is that what they have in their little pouch right there?
Yep, they have the flowers, and they're skipping.
They're skipping.
To the song, I think it's 1,000 Miles or 1,000 Years. And
Dana
it's
Shay?
no, it's the song in White Chicks, the da-na-na-na-na-na.
Ah, okay.
We did that song, so they totally did a whole routine. It was great.
And that's you and your father right there?
Me and my dad, yes. He's so tall, so it was very hard for me to stay next to him walking down. Ceremony only lasted 10 minutes. It was so fast.
Really?
Yeah.
That's short, huh?
We
With your
wanted
vows
it
and
quick.
everything?
We did private vows.
I see.
Yeah.
So no vows during the actual ceremony?
No, just doing, I do's and the ring exchange.
Look at that background.
I know, it was fun just to have the harbor in the back.
And this is at Huntington Bay?
Yes, Huntington Bay Club, which is in Huntington Beach. These are the sunset photos. So beautiful.
Yeah, your dress is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Look at the way it just
I know.
hangs on the ground right there. Beautiful.
Thank you. And then some more that we did. So the one on the right is super interesting. The photographer had our veil, or my veil, cover both of us. And so she went inside the veil. So it was us 3 underneath, and that's where she took these photos. And I was like, what the heck is she doing? But then I got this, and I'm like, now I know why she did it.
So she snuck in there during that shot.
I highly recommend telling your photographer to do that, because it's just so magical that you didn't even think you would want that. Yeah.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, and those
All
are
of these
some
are
sneak
gorgeous.
peeks.
It looks like it was a beautiful ceremony. What would you say was your favorite part of the entire wedding?
If I were to pick my favorite part, the whole thing. No, my favorite part was definitely walking down the aisle and seeing John's reaction. A lot of brides I know kind of have the fear of doing a first look because they want that initial reaction when they walk down the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
I got both. I got 2 different reactions. And so from my point of view, do a first look to save time on, photos during the wedding, because you still get both emotions. So seeing John, when I was walking down the aisle, I'm like, I'm marrying this man. I'm so excited. That was probably my favorite part. And then at the end of the night, the dancing. So all I wanted was everyone to dance and just have a good playlist and it just to be a poppin' party. I swear people were dancing for 2.5 hours straight. No one
That's
stopped.
awesome.
They were up dancing, like obviously going to the bar, grabbing drinks throughout, taking photos at our photo booth. But for 2.5 hours, we were all just dancing there.
That's awesome.
And it was so fun. So those are my two favorite parts, definitely. And I mean, the whole thing was my favorite part, but if I were to pick, it would be those two things.
Walking down the aisle.
Walking down the aisle.
And then towards the end of the night, seeing everybody dancing.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 hours.
2.5.
2.5
Yeah.
hours.
We were down taking sunset photos and we could see everyone upstairs dancing and they didn't even wait for John and I. They just started.
Yeah, they
grooving.
want to party.
Yeah, they're upstairs. That's where our dessert was, our photo booth. And I was like, I want to be upstairs. And you can see them all waving at us like, come up here.
So you just went upstairs for the actual reception part, right?
Yeah, so I utilized the whole entire venue. Huntington Bay Club is a great venue. Unfortunately, it's no longer going to be for weddings. We were one of the last weddings there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I need to get married there. So that's why we did a summer wedding. It turned out perfect. But I utilized the sand, the dock, the terrace outside, upstairs ballroom. I was like, I love this venue. I'm using all the spots.
Why not?
And
Maximize
why not?
it.
Yeah. And it was fun because everyone's like, oh my gosh, I get to move around. I get to explore rather than being in one spot the whole entire time.
So all in all, just fun experience right from the beginning of the ceremony all the way to the end.
Yep.
That's
Totally.
awesome.
Totally.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And vice versa. You have your favorite moments. What would you say was your least favorite moment?
Least favorite
Hopefully you had
moment?
very little of those, if any, but if you had to say there was one moment you could probably take back, what would you say it was?
So I don't think there's one specific thing, but it's that it goes by so fast. And so I would say, the least favorite part is you're planning this for so long. You spend
Months, even over a year.
over a year for most people for everything to go within 6 hours. So it's crazy to kind of put it in that perspective of, I just spent 15 months planning this and then it just goes by like that, So thankfully you have photos and videos and friends to, send you photos after. But that would be my least favorite part, that it was over. And
6 hours.
6 hours just like that, over. All the money you spent just over.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, all the money you spent is just over.
Yeah, it's crazy, folks. You spent, Koral here spends over a year planning this whole thing. The lead up to it, the build up, the anticipation, the stress that goes into it. And then before you know it, you're there, you're walking down the aisle, and in 6 hours, it's all done. And that's probably the most common thing that I hear from brides and grooms is that I can't believe how fast it went by.
Yeah, but it's so worth it. It is so worth the planning, so worth the stress. All the emotions you feel on that day, it's so worth it. But it's crazy. It really does go by fast. And so
Yeah.
that'd be my least favorite part. I wanted it to,
Last
continue
longer.
the whole night. Yeah.
Just last longer,
Yeah,
right?
just last longer.
But you
or slow
enjoyed-
down. Have everything slow down when you're in the moment.
Right.
Because it doesn't. It goes by like that.
But you enjoyed every minute of it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
I know. Overall, it was so amazing. And I
Nice.
just can't believe I'm already married and it's already over with.
I know. We no longer have Miss Price. Now it's Mrs.
Garwatowski.
There you go, John. She's got your last name for life. You lucky stud.
It's Facebook official. I changed it on
You changed it off Facebook, so it's official, ladies and gentlemen.
Changed the profile picture. I changed the last name.
Yep.
I got to do all that.
Yeah, fellas, don't even try. All right, it's over for
It's
you.
over.
It's over.
Yeah.
So, on this show, we talk about a lot. We talk a lot about different traditions and non-traditional things. And is there anything you experienced in your wedding that's non-traditional?
So I actually did a lot of non-traditional things. And you're right, we've talked about it throughout all our episodes, just kind of getting different planners' point of views of hey, what have you seen? Or what do you think is a tradition that must stick? Or what do you think is so out? So everyone has their own point of view with what they want in their wedding. So some things that I didn't do cake cutting. I had a
Okay.
dessert wall, which included donuts, cupcakes, chocolate-covered strawberries on this beautiful wall that said the Garotowskis, and it was upstairs with dancing. So people could just be dancing and grab and go dessert. And so it was easy. A lot of the time, cake is wasted,
Yeah.
but one thing that I look back on is I didn't get a photo in front of my dessert wall. So it's I didn't have the formal cake cutting photo, but I also didn't get my photos in front of the dessert wall because I was dancing and just having so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I do love the dessert wall, but also was oh, I wish I got a photo cake cutting. So there's things you look back on. I also didn't do a bouquet toss, a garter toss.
And why is that?
I think I didn't do the garter toss because it's a little cringy, to do the whole acting thing. I'm sure John would have loved to do that in front of everyone, but I was like, I just don't want my grandma to see this or my family to see this.
Right.
And then
But why not the bouquet toss?
because I only have so many single friends that probably really don't want to be single, so I didn't want to
Sure.
call anyone out.
Right. Make them feel awkward.
Yeah, like, okay, my 3 single friends come and grab this bouquet. I didn't want to do that. And I could have made it more fun, like, and have everyone do it and make it a whole thing. But I
Right.
was like, nah, I don't need to do that.
Skip it.
Skip it. And it was fine. No one even asked about it. No one was like, I need to do this or anything. And then another thing that I did was, I'm trying to think because there's a couple things. I would say no line dances. I know you're going to hate me for this one, but I did no line dances.
No Cupid shuffle.
No Cupid shuffle.
No cha-cha slide?
No cha-cha slide.
Get out.
But I think the music was really important to me. And not doing these line dances, I was really shocked that everyone was still on the dance floor.
Did anyone request it?
A lot of people did. I saw them go up and ask for certain songs, but he didn't play any of their songs.
Yeah.
So I wonder.
You told them specifically. You told the DJ
Absolutely.
no line dances.
Yeah. And someone was like, I requested a country song. I wonder if he's going to play it. And I'm like, this is not the vibe for country right now.
Nope.
That was earlier. But I don't know, like not having line dances, but having everyone still on the dance floor, I was very excited for that. So that was good.
Just goes to show you, folks, you don't need line dances to complete a wedding party. You can do without it. But
Yeah.
they are fun,
They are
but not
fun.
necessary.
Exactly. And our music was very 2000s throwbacks, but also a little bit of like EDM. So like kind of like you're at a club,
Mhm.
but like not really at a club. All I wanted was for people to walk upstairs and see all the uplights and be like super excited, like, oh my gosh, look at this, it's a party. And so that's what we did. And we didn't even need line dances for that. Everyone was still dancing together. And it was super fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love
And
it.
those were, the main like traditional things. Things I added was like a champagne seating chart wall, your like escort cards that you just normally have on a table. I did champagne glasses, so we incorporated that with the toast, and that was super fun to have. So just a lot of different things.
Great. So like overall, it was pretty smooth.
My wedding day was pretty smooth. As a bride's point of view, it was perfect. It was just so, I wasn't so, everyone keeps asking me that question. I'm trying to think of one word to like describe it. And I haven't been able to find that word yet, but I was just so happy. I'll just say that. But as a wedding planner, there were some things that didn't go, as planned, but you just kind of brush it off. It's the littlest things too that even guests wouldn't even know.
Right.
But just like planning weddings, being there to lead other people's weddings, you see a lot of the behind the scenes. And so me as a bride on my own wedding, I was watching the behind the scenes when I probably shouldn't have.
Right.
But I just wanted to make sure it was going as planned.
Yeah. How were you
know?
able to kind of like flip that switch off between planner and bride? Because you're both. And leading up to this entire day, you're on both ends of the fence. You're a planner, you're a bride to be. How were you able to just flip that switch off?
So it was really hard for me to flip the switch. The whole day getting ready, all of my bridesmaids were like, you're really calm right now. Are you okay? Like, do you need a mimosa? I was like, no, I'm not drinking. Like, maybe some water. Like, I'm okay. I was really calm and really put together, and they were shocked because I'm kind of like a overwhelmed person. I get stressed really easily. So they were really shocked that I was just like, you know what? I'm getting married. This is fun. Like, we're hanging out. They're like, you're getting married. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting married. But once I was there, I was still like in my head going through the timeline because I created my own timeline. And I was just like, okay, where are we now? We need to do these photos. We need to like move on to this. Let's go over here. But once I saw John and we did our first look, everything just stopped. I was like, now I'm the bride. Now I'm here. This is my wedding.
That's when it clicked.
Because before it was like I was just going to another wedding and I was at work. I still had that brain on. But then when I saw John, I was like, oh, this is for me. Like, I'm getting married now. And it's weird to say, but I kept telling my photographer this. Like, I kind of felt numb during all like the family photos and the bridal party photos just because everyone's like, okay, this person take a photo, this person take a photo, this person take a photo. And we had 3 hours of photos. So it was
Wow.
me just standing there, just like having all these people go in and out. And then once that was all done, and then, I saw John, did ceremony, was like, okay, like this is so fun. I'm so happy. So it was hard to turn the switch off, but you just do. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it helped you in a lot of ways too. being a planner, you know what to expect. You
Yeah.
kind of anticipate what to expect. How did you prepare for this moment? And also, like, what's something you would tell other future brides and grooms that can help them prepare to be in the
Yeah.
position you were in just a couple days ago?
So, as a bride, to prepare myself, I just did a lot of self care. And I know a lot of wedding planners say that, but I just did a lot of appointments, personal appointments to get myself, in the game.
Like what?
Oh, I have a whole list.
Like
um,
massages, things like
yeah.
that?
So, I got my nails done, I got a facial, I got a massage. I did IV therapy just to make sure that I was fully energized and hydrated and ready to go because it's a long day. And then you just do a lot of self-care. I did a lot of like working out, like high intense workout just to distract my mind. And then one thing I do highly recommend as well is doing a date night just with your significant other the night before rehearsal, if you can. I understand if you do destination weddings, sometimes family's already there, you won't be able to. But we had our rehearsal on Wednesday. John and I went out on Tuesday night, just like a casual dinner. It wasn't anything crazy,
Hmm.
but it was our time to sit there and be like, okay, what are you most excited for? Like, we're getting married. This is crazy. Because in the moment, there's a lot going on. You have so many people around you, but that's kind of like okay, this is just us. We're
Right,
getting married.
right.
Like, let's do this thing.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Just the two of you.
Just the two of us. And so, you do a lot of self care by yourself, but then you also don't want to forget about your fiance. And then you want him to make sure that you want to make sure he's okay during the process too, because he's not going to be the one, getting a mani pedi, or he might. He got a massage, he got IV therapy too, but just a lot of, self related stuff just to kind of prep you for the big day.
Yeah,
Because
just
it's a
calm the
lot.
nerves, right?
Calm the nerves. Yeah. And if you like meditating, if you like yoga, I totally, recommend all of that as well. So,
Nice. So the most helpful tips you would really advise future brides and grooms is to just self-care.
self care. Yeah. Self care, and then throw in a date if you can.
There you go, folks. Go out,
Yeah.
have a drink with your significant other, talk about it, and I think that's a great idea. I think it definitely helps.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt relaxed and ready to go.
So tell me, I know that weddings are very expensive, especially out here in SoCal,
Yes.
right? You got married at a beautiful venue, one of the nicest ones in Huntington Beach. I'm sure you spent quite a bit, but what do you think was probably worth the money? Which vendors? What do you think was worth? I'm guessing it was all well spent, but
Yes.
what was definitely the most worth amount of money that you spent
That's
on?
a good question. So, what I tell my couples is always the top 5 vendors. And I, as a bride, was like, yep, that was totally worth the money. So, top 5 vendors that was like, yes, this is worth it is obviously your venue, catering, wedding planner, photographer, and DJ.
Of course, yeah.
Because
couldn't agree.
they were not cheap, but they were totally worth it because, like I said, you saw the photos. I keep talking about the music. I keep talking about the venue. Everything was so good. And it was just, that's expensive, but it's so worth it because that all ties in to your big day.
Sure.
Yeah.
So let's break it down real quick. For those 5, your planner obviously puts everything
Yes.
together, make sure everything is running smooth that day.
Yes.
Your
Day of.
photographer
Mhm.
took those beautiful photos,
Yes.
right, that we all just witnessed right now. Your DJ had people dancing for 2.5 hours
Yeah.
all the way till the end of the night.
Yeah.
And your other ones, remind me?
So it was just venue and then catering. So venue, I wanted a view. I wanted people, if they didn't really want to dance, to be able to look at something so they can look at Huntington Harbor, or if they look the other way, they can look at the ocean. So
Mhm.
they had both of those options. And then the food, I got a lot of compliments on the food. Like everyone was like, oh, the food came out so warm. It was to die for. It was super yummy. And we had Italian. So it was a plated Italian meal with
Beautiful.
chicken parmesan and then marinara tortellini with some vegetables and some bread on the side. And everyone was like, this is so good. This is great wedding food. Because normally it's like sometimes you get some dried chicken and some cold potatoes. And, apparently we didn't have that. So, yeah,
Sounds yummy.
I know. And it was so worth all the money for that.
So the venue, the food, I mean, people really come to weddings, let's be honest, for mainly 3 things. They want to eat good food, they want to drink, and they want to dance.
Yeah.
I
Have a
think
good time.
those are probably the 3 most important elements. But you have to look at other factors as well. You have to look at the photos that are going to be lasting you for a lifetime.
Mhm.
You have to look at the DJ, obviously, because they keep the party going. So there's a lot of things that go into it.
Yeah.
And you as a planner, I'm sure probably helped kind of analyzing all those.
Yeah.
For anyone out there, again, that's planning a wedding and soon to be in your shoes, what's the best overall piece of advice for any couple?
So there's a few, but I'll keep it short. So overall advice for if you're in the process of planning your wedding is really spend time on that timeline. That timeline, I think, made the day go by so smoothly. And I know not everyone is as organized, so that's why you want to hire a wedding planner to do that for you and just make sure you're in contact with the wedding planner and say, I would really like if we did sunset photos. She'll add that in there. I'd really like if we spent more time eating. And then she'll make sure that you have 45 minutes for eating because I spent nights, long, long nights, weeks, months, making sure this timeline was perfect. And I think it really, really helped on the day of because there was no bumps in the road. We actually were early for things because I gave myself enough time. And that's another thing. Just give yourself enough time. You don't want to feel rushed. We woke up so early. We had hair and makeup there at 6:30 in the morning that day. And all the girls were there at the Airbnb. And it was super early day. But the reason I did that is because I wanted to get there early. I wanted to make sure photos were done. That way I can just sit and relax. I had like 30, 45 minutes before ceremony even started
To just relax.
to relax. So I wasn't, running to take photos, running to go to ceremony, running to do this. I wanted it to just go smooth and just be like a chill day. I say that and it was a wedding. I wanted to be a chill day. But yeah, so, adding time in the timeline to make sure everything is smooth. Definitely add some more time. Another thing would be the day of is delegate tasks. So I know that's hard, even as a planner to do, but just when you're there in the moment, you don't want you to do everything. So for example, running to get breakfast the day of your wedding, ask your mom to do that. I had my mom do breakfast. My dad did lunch. He brought lunch to the groomsmen getting ready. I had, John's family go pick up our donuts for a donut wall, just like little things. And the way I did this was, as well as planning, I said the timeline thing, but having family and friends timelines that are separate from your master timeline, because in that timeline, it has all their tasks as well as kind of the plan for where they need to be, what they need to do. And it saved so many dumb questions the day of like, where do you want me here? Where am I going now? What's next? What am I doing? Because I just didn't want anyone to stress me out and ask me all these questions.
Yeah.
They pull out their own timeline and they're like, well, she gave me a timeline. I'm going to look to see where I need to be. And then that helped out like crazy.
So just delegating tasks to people, making sure that they know where they're going, what they need to bring and what time. Well, you don't need to worry about it.
Giving them a separate timeline, spending time on your master timeline is my, major advice for people planning their wedding right now is spending the hours planning that, because it really does help all the details.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And if you're not a planner, have your wedding planner do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we love to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, they do. Well, that makes your life easy.
Yeah.
Sounds like everything went smooth.
Yeah.
Sounds like you had a blast.
It was so fun.
We talked about your favorite moments. Now, if there was one thing that you could go back and do it all over again, would you do anything differently?
Yes, but no. So jokingly, I would have a destination wedding. Like going through all of this, planning and spending all the money and it only lasting 6 hours, it's like crazy. And you just wish you were kind of like, oh, I just want to continue my celebration. I just don't want it to be over in one night. And learning a lot, actually being on the podcast and speaking with other wedding planners, being in SoCal is very equivalent to doing a destination wedding. Either in Italy or Mexico, it costs the same.
And where would you do it?
We would probably do it in Mexico, probably Cancun.
Beautiful.
I know. And so now we are lucky enough to go to our honeymoon, Playa del Carmen, which is just south of Cancun. It's the same coast. But I was like, oh, we should have just got married there and just made it a whole week celebration. That way, not everyone's going to travel. So it's going to be less people, less meals to pay for, less, alcohol to pay for. And you just don't have to worry about a lot of the rentals because a lot of the hotels have all that stuff.
Sure.
But
Probably
that's the
would
only
have
thing I
saved
would
you some money
change.
too, right?
You would think, yeah. But then everyone, has to pay for their own flights and their own rooms because I probably wouldn't pay for that stuff.
But like you mentioned, it would be less people coming.
Less people coming.
Right?
It would be
VIPs.
VIPs. It would be, your core people. And I know we had like 20 something in our bridal party, but it would be just whoever can make it out and then our close family, and that would be it. I'd be like, sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
That would be the only thing I would change is just the whole wedding. No, I'm just kidding.
Make it all in
The whole,
Cancun.
the whole different location. But no, my wedding itself, I wouldn't change anything other than just if I were to get more time. And kind of like I said in the beginning, it goes by really fast. You just want to be there to celebrate with everyone until it never ends. So I think doing a destination wedding, being able to celebrate outside of the country with your favorite people for a weekend or for a week, I think that would have been
That would
my
have been
vibe.
nice.
Yeah.
Totally. Well, good thing is you get to go to Mexico now.
I
You get to
do.
relax,
I
take some
know.
time off.
I'm going to miss you.
Don't worry, we'll be back.
We'll be back. I'll be in Mexico with my pina colada in a cabana.
And just chilling.
Just chilling, but we won't be gone for too long.
No, we'll be back. But before we go, I do have a little surprise for you.
Okay.
Yeah. And I know John is the love of your life,
Yes.
and that'll never change.
Yes.
But
I don't know what's happening.
I know we all know who your dream man is.
Yes.
And I got a special surprise for you. We actually brought him here. And let me just bring him out.
Oh my
Let me
God.
just bring him out real quick.
I'm dying. Oh my God.
Say hello to your dream.
Oh my God.
Say hello to
I don't know if he's going to fit the camera.
Hello.
Just have him like lay down. Like put him like this.
There he is.
There he is.
Justin Bieber, ladies and gentlemen, is in the house. Coral's dream man.
This is my husband.
I brought him
wait.
here because I know that
This is
I
so-
know that he's you walk down the aisle to JB,
I did.
and we all know how much you love him.
I'm dying.
And so yeah, I brought him here for you. He wasn't cheap.
No.
He was quite.
He didn't even want to come to my wedding, so I'm shocked he wanted to come
He
to our
had a
podcast.
concert that day, but I told him, I was like, listen, this is our last podcast.
Yeah.
And Koral would really, really love it if you were here. And I made him an offer he can't refuse, as they say in The Godfather. But yeah,
Oh.
he's here right now. And he's actually going with you on your honeymoon.
Yes.
We got him plane tickets to Mexico, everything.
I mean, he could just replace John. It will be fine.
Well,
Oh my God.
he's going home with you.
Oh my gosh. No, literally I walked down to Justin Bieber, so this is so funny. I was shocked. I had no idea what he was talking about.
JB, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my, where did you even find this?
Oh, trust me, he wasn't easy to get.
No, Hailey Bieber is probably mad.
She is, yeah,
Yeah,
a
it's
little
okay.
bit.
It's
Especially when
okay.
she found out he's going home with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a little jealous.
John's gonna come home and be like, who are you hanging out with?
It-
Aren't you supposed to be doing something else? I'm
You're
like,
my
"No,
dream man.
My dream man.
He's here for you, Koral.
Oh my gosh, this is
And,
amazing.
I hope you enjoy him. Have fun with him. It's gonna be quite interesting to see what happens in this new chapter with JB.
I know. Funny story is my dad has nicknames for everybody, and 8 years ago he started calling John Boy, and then it just turned to JB, which I'm so happy because JB is Justin Bieber.
Look at her. She can't even keep her hands off of him
No, I'm
already.
He doesn't have
Hey, now.
tattoos here, which is great because I liked him during this stage.
Yeah,
so
this is baby JB.
I know.
the Biebs.
You got your tattoos removed for
Yeah.
me. Thank you.
But you can add him on later. But I wanted to give you the young
clean
boy,
cut.
yeah, because I know you have a thing for baby faces.
do.
John's got a baby face, Justin's got a baby face, so have fun with him, enjoy him, but don't enjoy him too much. John might get a little jealous of him.
We don't want that.
No, we don't want that. But he's gonna have to stare at this guy for the rest of his life now.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I mean he's not going anywhere.
No,
he's living in your
absolutely.
house. He's probably gonna be in your bedroom.
Yeah.
When John's not around, he's gonna be wondering what's going on with Justin and Koral. But that's between you guys now, all right?
Well, thank you for my surprise. That was a good one. I'm dying.
We'll have fun with them,
Thank
and we will be back next season for season 4 on Rewired Radio, probably this fall. Right, Koral?
Yeah.
Probably this fall we'll
Yeah.
be back, and we have a lot of exciting things coming up. So stay tuned. Koral is going off on her honeymoon right now, so we'll join you guys when we get back. Stay safe out there. Koral, you got any last things to say to people?
If you ever have questions or, you want to hang out with me and Justin, DM me. No, seriously, if you have questions regarding your own wedding, just DM me on my Instagram. I am willing to give you advice from both sides now, from a bride perspective and a wedding planner perspective. If you want to see more photos, just stay tuned. I have those coming as well. But, this has just been an amazing 3 seasons so far, Rewired, and I can't wait to see what the fall has in store. But yeah, it's
So
just been so fun.
it's only going to get better from
I'm
here
like trying
on
to
out.
look at you and I can't see you because Justin's in the way.
We're probably going to keep Justin here for season 4. We
I
might
think
bring him
so.
out. I think he'd make a nice addition.
Maybe next time he can sing for us.
Yeah, why not? We'll have him. We'll bring him his own mic, right, Solomon? We'll bring Justin his own mic.
Perfect.
Bring him a seat. So look out for that, folks. Season 4 coming to you this fall, 2022. Y'all have a good night out there. Stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Woohoo!
Take care, folks.